Team Rocket are the original baddies of the Pokémon world, and easily the most iconic villains that we've ever had. It doesn't get any better than Jesse, James, and Meowth, or the mob boss mentality of Giovanni. And concerning Generation 1, there's recently been a lot of conspiracy theories being shared around YouTube by people like Loxton and Birdkeeper Toby, and I thought I would throw my hat into that ring by taking a closer look at Team Rocket themselves. And when I did, I realized that there is probably a lot more to them and the criminal underground of the Kanto region than we are made aware of in the games. So today's video is going to be all about exposing a big secret that Team Rocket has been hiding and that other certain people have been hiding as well. Really quick though, I've got to give a shout out to the sponsor of today's video, Moorpark College. They are a supporter of UCast Studios, who I do my weekly podcasts with, and the president of Moorpark College recently sat down for an interview with UCast Studios, which you can check out if you would like with the links below. Thanks again to them for supporting the channel, and now on to the video. Alright, so what is this big secret that Team Rocket is supposedly hiding? Well, it's that Team Rocket are not the only villains of the Kanto games, and they are actually working with someone else to scam the entire Kanto region. Who might this someone else be, you might be asking? Well, it is none other than Silphco, the premier tech company that resides in Kanto. Silphco produce much of the technology that we see in the Pokemon games, including the modern Pokeball, so it seems somewhat convenient that Team Rocket's goals center around stealing Pokemon and even killing them. They are the only evil team whose goals revolve around these kinds of actions, so why would that be exactly? Well, it could be because they have struck an under-the-table deal with Silphco to create demand and increase sales of their Pokeballs. With Team Rocket on a rampage of stealing Pokemon and even killing them in the case of Marowak, this would naturally create a hysteria amongst the people of Kanto. Meanwhile, Silphco, as one of the largest corporations in the region, would be prompted to make a public statement in regards to this wave of crime. They would tell Kanto's residents that the most effective way of preventing their Pokemon from being stolen or killed is to keep them in their Pokeballs. Pokeballs that Silphco are happy to provide. So essentially, Team Rocket are being hired by Silphco as part of a backroom deal to commit these crimes in order to artificially increase the demand for Silphco's products. This might sound like a wild claim, but it actually explains the motivations behind what Team Rocket do really well, and it goes even further past just what they do as well. You see, Team Rocket are based on Mafia-type organizations, and the Mafia are exactly the kind of people that would participate in a scam like this. Furthermore, it's not unheard of either for big businesses and noteworthy people to be working with the Mafia behind the scenes, so this idea that Team Rocket has been hired by Silphco to wreak havoc on Kanto fits perfectly with not only what Team Rocket does, but who they are and what they're inspired by as well. So to this point, this theory has come together pretty well if I do say so myself, but it's not like it's free of any snags or problems either. One in particular that's probably come to your mind already is Team Rocket's attack on Silphco in the Kanto games. Why would Team Rocket attack Silphco if they're secretly working together? Well, one explanation could easily be that it's all a part of the ruse. Team Rocket and Silphco could easily plan a staged attack on Silphco's headquarters in order to divert any suspicion at all that the two could somehow be working together. But it could also go even deeper than that, because another question that you may have asked to this point is why would Team Rocket want to work with Silph Co. I'm sure they have no problem stealing people's Pokemon and causing trouble, but what's their motivation for getting into this deal? Well, naturally, money is probably one, but I think there is another reason that is even more significant. Mewtwo. Whether it's in the games, the anime, or even the manga, Team Rocket always has had a direct tie to the creation of Mewtwo itself. But how could they possibly do this? How could an organization that literally has to operate underground below the Celadon Game Corner be able to pull off a scientific and technological marvel by creating an artificial Pokemon that is also an enhanced clone of a mythical Pokemon? Well, I will tell you how. By going straight to the people with the most advanced technology and smartest scientists in the region. The people who have already proven themselves capable of creating artificial Pokemon already with the creation of Porygon. Silph Co. As part of their deal to get Team Rocket to cause chaos in Kanto in order to artificially drive up the demand of their Pokeballs and other products, Silph Co would have given Team Rocket access to their top scientists in order to allow Team Rocket to achieve their ultimate goal of creating Mewtwo. However, we all know how the story goes from here. Mewtwo is successfully created, but it's more powerful than Team Rocket or even Silph Co could have imagined, and escapes from and destroys their laboratories. This could have also been another reason why we see Team Rocket attacking Silph Co in the games, because they want the Master Ball. Team Rocket's desire for the Master Ball isn't exactly theoretical though. That is the reason why they attack Silph Co in the first place after all, but what isn't really explained is why they want it so bad. It can be inferred that obtaining a Pokeball that can catch any Pokemon without fail would be a hot commodity for an organization dedicated to stealing Pokemon, but I think there is more to it than just that. I think the theory that has been around for a while that states that Team Rocket is trying to get the Master Ball so that they can properly catch Mewtwo after its escape is 100% correct, and applies to this theory as well. But something else that goes along with this that isn't a part of that theory is why Silph Co is creating the Master Ball in the first place. As a business who clearly wants to sell as many Pokeballs as possible, as we have illustrated, why would Silph Co want to create a Pokeball that guarantees a capture? If people would need to buy no more than one Pokeball to catch the Pokemon that they've been searching for, that would severely cut into Silph Co's profit margin and would sabotage the sale of their other products severely. With that in mind, I don't think they're creating the Master Ball as the next biggest and best product for public consumption. I think they're creating the Master Ball to catch Mewtwo themselves. As a company that is working with Team Rocket and whose scientists are directly involved with the project, Silph Co would definitely be aware of the creation of Mewtwo, and would also be aware of its tremendous power that allowed it to escape. So it only makes sense that they would immediately start production on a Pokeball that would be able to catch Mewtwo and be guaranteed to catch it following its escape. And I believe that is exactly why the Master Ball came into existence. Now, why exactly Silph Co would want to capture Mewtwo could be for any number of reasons. They might want to capture it to keep their involvement with Team Rocket under wraps, they might be wanting to capture it for public protection, they might be power hungry and want to use Mewtwo as a weapon, they might want to research it, or all of the above. The Master Ball's colors even match Mewtwo itself, and it also has a big M on the front, which you could say is for Master, as in Master Ball, but it might also stand for Mewtwo, since it was created specifically to capture that Pokemon. However, since Team Rocket is just as closely involved with Silph as Silph is with them, they would naturally catch wind of Silph's plan, and that would be the most likely reason for their invasion of Silph's headquarters, and why it doesn't really look like they're on the same side at that point, because they're not. Team Rocket and Silph's desire to capture Mewtwo has broken the agreement that the two sides had with each other, and now it's every man for himself in an attempt to gain control of the Master Ball, which is the key to gaining control of Mewtwo itself. So that was just a little theory on the underground deal that Team Rocket could be participating in with Silph, but what do you think of it? One thing that I didn't get to mention in the main part of the theory, however, that also suggests a connection between these two organizations is that Porygon is available as a prize at the Rocket Game Corner, and Porygon was created by Silph, and they are really the only way that Team Rocket could go about obtaining something like that. So there's some more food for thought to do with what you will. Anyway, be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more Pokemon content all the time. I'll be back with another one soon, and until then, as always, thanks for watching, I love you very much, and I will smell you guys later.